Hey, good morning all. Saturday morning in the garage. Yeah, do not adjust your television sets or your computer monitors. I have something green that I'm working on. This is a 2009 Toyota Prius. I'm trying to change the wheel bearing assembly. This is my niece's car. The wheel hub was really bad, and she got a new one, and it's actually, this is probably original to the car, so it's proven to be really difficult. But to recap, what I've done is essentially on this, here is the actual 12-point spindle nut. I think it's like a 32 millimeter. I didn't have a 32 millimeter. I think I used an 1.25 inch 12-point socket on it. Took my time. I used the breaker bar, not the impact, as not to strip it. And there's actually this little lip right here. There's a channel inside the CV shaft. There's like a little keyway, and this gets punched into it, and it takes the place of the cotter pin, so it doesn't allow it to back out. So you got to take either a brass punch or some sort of punch and push that back out to wind this off, so you don't mar the threads on the axle shaft. So we did that. We backed that out. I also removed the caliper. Took the brake pads out. I actually tied it up high up against on the strut tower. Got that out of the way. That's where the light is right now. Apparently these cars, you cannot go next to them with a key fob, or because I guess you have to put your foot on the brake and hit the stop button. If the key fob is in the general vicinity of this vehicle, what it does is it will shoot the caliper piston right out of the caliper, and then you're screwed. Apparently, you got a whole rebleed the system, and it's all electronic, and I don't even want to dabble with it. So I got the fob away from the vehicle. There's no chance of me going inside and actually hitting the brake pedal, because I don't want to hit the brake pedal. There's no reason for me to be in there. We also took out the caliper bracket right here. It's two 17 millimeter bolts. You have two 14 millimeter bolts to actually hold the caliper in place. So I removed that. The rotor came off fairly easily. It didn't have some videos online. The rotor takes, you got to kind of press it off with two 12 millimeter bolts. A lot of guys steal it from the hood. They'll take one of the bolts from the hood hinge assembly, and they'll screw it in. It'll back it off. I separated the bottom ball joint, which is two nuts and a bolt. Those are 17 millimeter. I didn't break the tie rod. There's no need for it. You just push the CV shaft inwards, and you pull out on the whole shock tower assembly, the whole strut assembly with the spindle, and you can move it out and away. I did have to remove the dust cover on it to access the two. There's like four 14 millimeter bolts that actually hold that whole assembly in, and this is the new one right here. And this dust shield, and it has a little hole there. That's actually for the wheel speed sensor, and so that sits in here like that, and you can see it obstructs the bolts, and you can't really get a socket in. So you take a little screwdriver, and I just kind of pried it out. So when it goes back in, though, I have to line it up inside that steering knuckle with the wheel sensor, because if you don't line this hole up, you're going to get all kinds of check engine lights and all kinds of crazy stuff happening with the ECM, because it's not going to sense speed out of that wheel. So we popped that off, we cleaned it up, make sure it's still intact and not deformed or deflected. So that's done. These four 14 millimeter, they actually hold the whole assembly into the steering knuckle. And right now we're in the process of trying to separate this from the actual aluminum steering knuckle, and it's frozen because you have dissimilar metals. You have the aluminum and the steel, and over the course of time of oxidation, corrosion, driving in the winter, you have salt, you have rain, it actually kind of fuses itself to the steel. So what I've been trying to do, I sprayed it last night. I was working on it, trying to bang it both ways. I'm trying to bang it this way and then bang it that way just to get it to move. And once I can break that free, then I can put my I can put my slide hammer on it and try to pull it out from its spot. So it's really frozen. So as you can see, the dust shield is compromised. It's been compromised. I got it compromised, and we're going to try to get it out today. It came pretty late last night. I started working on it around 7:30, 8 o'clock last night. I got a couple of hours in, and I was beat because I get up at 4 o'clock in the morning and I got to get to work. So I was up pretty much since 4 till about 9:30, 10 o'clock working on this thing. And so we're going to give it a fresh start today, clear the mind. Yeah, and hopefully we can get this out. I'll try to bring you along from this point on and see how it goes. All right, guys, see you in a bit. All right, we're gonna try the little pneumatic hammer chisel method. I'm gonna try to work it front and back. I've been trying to separate it actually with chisels and stuff. It's not working, so I'm gonna try to hit it this way and hit it that way with the hammer and see if it will and penetrating fluid is your friend at this point. I'm just trying to heat the aluminum on the spindle behind there. I'm not trying to put any heat close to that speed sense. I should pull it out, but I'm almost afraid that I know I'm going to snap that bolt because that's probably fused in there. So we're going to try to leave that intact, but I'm trying to heat the aluminum. Maybe it'll expand a little bit, and then I hit this either way with this hammer and chisel, maybe it'll break free. Alright, I've been whacking at this for a good hour already. Heat, hammering, heat, hammering, heat, hammering. I don't want to do it, but I'm going to have to. I'm going to have to take the whole steering knuckle off and try to punch it out I'm going to put 2 pieces of wood blocking. I'm going to lay the knuckle down. I'm going to try to get my big aluminum drift with a big heavy hammer and try to punch it out. I was using my slide hammer and you know, you get what you pay for. What I did was I ran it through the inside like this and I had this this attachment that came with the kit, and I wound it on so it was tight against the back side of the bearing, and I was trying to draw it out. And as you know, Harbor Freight is what it is. It completely shattered on me, but I was getting some good solid wax on it, but oh well, such is life. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take the two top bolts off of here on the strut. I'm going to separate the tie rod ends, and we're going to pull the knuckle completely out, and we're going to try to punch it out in a controlled area where I have a nice solid base and I can really get at it and try to punch it out through the back. The wheel sensor, the bolt came out easy. I was really happy with that. It's just a 10mm bolt that comes in through here. I actually tucked it out back. I tied it up high so it won't get caught up and smashed. So what we're going to do now is we're going to try to take the steering knuckle off and see how it goes. Oh man, why did I do this? $19. Actually back the nut off, and then I just tap the top of the nut with a hammer instead of using a pickle fork, and I already sent it down. I just got to wind it out now. Slop in that ball joint, the lower ball joint, but I don't know if she's... I don't want to fix that. Should be addressed. And it's just 3 bolts on the bottom knuckle. 2 nuts and a bolt. I placed it back in here just to get a little bit of a little solid action going on because of the slide hammer. I had the bottom released from the lower control arm, and it was just, I wasn't getting the proper whackage here. So, alright, so the steering knuckle is out now, and we're going to try to work on, now that I got it out, I can actually put it on something solid and I can try to smash it out. This sucks, man. Toyota, bad. I know they want their parts lighter and they want to, but aluminum and metal, the dissimilar metals, over the course of time, they fuse, and that's it, man. You might even have to get a new knuckle. I'm not sure, but I guess the ball joint's all right. That's fine. It's really should be greased. I think these are pre-greased. So this is what we're trying to separate now. So we're gonna see now. Let's see if I can punch it out. I'm going to try to support it on this side and this side, lay it on its face like this, and try with an aluminum drift, try punching it out with a sledgehammer. Wish me luck, guys. Wish me luck. Alright, what I'm going to try to do now is, this is an aluminum, just an aluminum bar. I think it was to a part of a piece of equipment. It was a roller, but it works great for like as a drift. So what I'm going to try to do now is, I got the 2 dunnage blocks here. As you can see, it's clear of the rotating assembly here. It's kind of solid, so we're going to try to punch this out from the back side. It might take a while, but we're going to give it a shot. check it. Absolutely not. But I'm just going to keep working at it like this until I can get it to go. What's up, Justin?